Hello, my name is Emma Croker and this is Bullies Are Students Too. Today I would like you to meet Tom. Tom is a bully, as you can see. He spends a lot of time in the principal's office and in detention. He's always calling out in class, which means he's quite disruptive. And he's always calling other students bad names. On the other side of my poster, this is the same student, Tom, except this time he looks a bit different. He's quite upset. He's not being his usual bully self. This is what's on the inside. So Tom steals other kids' lunches because he actually doesn't get sent to school with any. He acts out for attention because he doesn't get much attention at home. And he also gets very sad when he's left out. A big factor that I would like to discuss is how teachers perceive students. It is so easy for us to label our students based on perceptions that we have in our lives. Slee and Bentley both would agree that our ideologies are at work whether we want to acknowledge it or not. A student who acts out, such as Tom in the first poster, the student who steals other students' lunch, we often label these students as nuisance, having learning difficulties and being disruptive, which may well be true on the surface, but these students still have the same rights as the rest of our students in the classroom. For example, the document No Child Left Behind does suggest that these types of students, we should actually be using more teacher strategies to help them be included in the classroom. I guess my point is we need to look further than the surface. For instance, Conway suggests that unproductive behaviour is influenced by location, frequency, socio-economic, cultural and age appropriateness. So these are factors we need to consider while making our learning experiences so that we can use strategies that promote productive behaviours to replace these unproductive behaviours that Tom has. While sending the bully student to the principal's office or sending him to detention may get him out of your hair momentarily, is it really building an inclusive classroom? Is it valuing the needs of that student who has the right to be understood within their classroom? No, it's not. Boyle would say that what it is doing is disadvantaging this student, and it is also teaching the other students in the classroom to notice that behaviour that is considered to be that of a bully is special. While we should be making it clear to these students that people do have the right to express themselves and teaching them to be supportive of their peers, Steele and Vargas would agree that students will face these instances throughout life, and what we need to do is set them up to be able to deal with it. Boyle argues that students spend most of their early years of life in school, and if we are blind to the issues such as bullying in our classroom, it's not only disadvantaging the bully who's missing out on great learning experiences, it's creating the idea of rejection and a rejected student. It's also disadvantaging the other students. This is where we should be teaching them to value diversity by building relationships and trust between the teacher and the students and between the students themselves. Evans would add that a behaviourist perspective of learning would assume that the environment of the classroom would control the behaviour in the classroom. So if our students are valuing one another and understanding of one another, there is that sense of a universal design of learning, and each student will be more likely to succeed. As Steele and Vargas say, it's based on the 4 C's: child-centred teaching and learning, classroom relationships, challenging diversity, and creating a caring classroom environment. It won't happen overnight, but consistency is the key. I would like to conclude my presentation by stating that these posters are a great artefact that you could use in your classroom to promote inclusive education. They highlight that all students are different, and it shows that underneath students, more specifically Tom, the bully, there are some pretty deep emotions going on, and sometimes these emotions are out of their control. Instead of banishing these students from our classroom for misbehaving, and instead of putting them in time out, teachers need to find a way by using teaching strategies to help these students be included in the classroom. All students have the right to be safe in the classroom and feel included, and by building the right relationships, using some teacher strategies and a lot of hard work, we can make sure that our classroom is one that is inclusive of student diversity. Thank you for watching my video, and don't forget, bullies are students too. Thank you.